on the radio.
You're good.
Um, okay. Hi, and welcome to Southwest Missouri Skywarn YouTube channel. We're going to be doing a short debriefing on the severe storms that came through on Tuesday evening, April 28th. And what I have with me, and my name is Patty, K0AEL. I am the regional coordinator. Joining me tonight are Franklin Johnson, who is coordinator for Greene County, Teresa Toss, who is the Douglas County Amateur Radio Society, is that right, Tar? Yeah, Tar Club president, as well as Aries director for that area, and Lewis Carroll, who is one of our main features on the regional, and he'll do Greene County sometimes as well. So I didn't give call signs. Franklin is KC0RSJ, Teresa is KC0OKP, and Lewis is KD0KNL. So let's just do a round table, I guess, here on your thoughts on what happened the other night, and things you liked, how it went, and things that you think could have been improved. Teresa, you want to start?
Sure, and one correction, I'm the OES for Aries. Ron's the coordinator, so
Oh, okay.
don't want to get in trouble if he heard us. Which you can't, but for sake.
All right.
I think everything went real good until we had the person decided to key up the mic and leave it keyed up, and it took a long time for it to finally time out because everybody kept keying up and talking, so every time we do that it would make it a little longer. Besides that, it was a little hard. The Joplin repeater got taken down during the storm, so we lost all of them, and so some of them did go to Echolink and let us know they were there, and Martin was wanting to know what was going on with the Joplin link, so we filled them in on that one. But basically, I think everything went real good, and then Liz took over. I took over for a while for him, and then when it got here into Douglas County, I got so busy with the other three things going on that I asked Liz to take back over. Then I had to go outside for a while, so. And I could hear, we could hear the roar. We heard the roar as it went over. We could hear it and everything because I've been in them before and chased them. But yeah, you could hear the roar and everything, and just got a phone call and told them to call the weather service to possibly go out and check an area down by Squires because they found a whole bunch of trees down there. So, but it seemed like everybody, after they could get on there, everything went real smooth. We had a lot of reports come in real fast, and but besides that, I think it went real good.
Hey, Lewis, I probably should have kicked off with you. You kicked it off for the afternoon when the watch came on, and then you took it back over toward the end. What's your take on the day?
Well, excuse me. I got antsy waiting for the darn storm complex up there in southeast Kansas, a couple of counties away from our area. I thought they were going to start moving, and finally it did. So had quite a bit of check-ins. I called for check-ins, told them that once we got things going, I didn't want a bunch of guys jumping in there and interrupting things. So after about a half hour, people who must have paid attention, they started doing it. So I got 4 or 5 really, in there telling me where they's at and everything. And then we heard this guy coming down 49. He was headed for Texas. So he happened to, in about the time the stuff in Oklahoma was right, well, there was a warning just bumping I-44, and I told him he might ought to stop in Joplin and get something to eat, kind of see what was going to happen, because I didn't want him to get slammed, because there was a storm down there. I looked, it was had a really big hailstorm. So, and then a guy come on there. I let him get on there and give him frequencies for the Oklahoma's Skywarn link system. So we got him all fixed up. So it was okay there for till about 6 o'clock, and all of a sudden I started getting choked up. I had to use the inhaler about 4 times all that evening. And I'm glad I went in the house and got something to eat about right after you left. Patty went to work, because I would have been in the world hurt. I forgot to bring a inhaler out there, so I got Teresa to take over for me, and I got in the house, and that seemed to help a little bit. It wasn't hot enough out there to turn the air conditioner on, and there'd been one in here, so I started clearing up a little bit. But then we got that interference, and we're gonna have to have some guys, I think, sitting around kind of in standby to check and find out where these guys are at, where they can listen on reverse. 'Cause me and Brian K0LLD can converse back and forth, and so he wasn't really close. And then Patty mentioned that she thought it might have been firemen.
Well, somebody that has has a radio that has it programmed in that might not necessarily be using it. That's a possibility.
Yeah.
And I could just envision somebody with a little mic on their chest, and they zip up their raincoat, and it keys it, and inadvertently.
Well, you could hear him talking.
Yeah.
You could hear him talking.
Yeah. Or it's been known that people driving down the road throw their mic in the seat. It gets up underneath of them. Or I have been known to throw my purse on top of one and key it. So it could have been any number of things. But yes, I wanted to address that. I think if it happens again, not just to listen on reverse to see where the signal is the strongest, but also to see who can key in and talk over this person.
That's what we were doing.
Yeah, to try to narrow down at least a general area, then maybe we can send somebody mobile if it's safe to do so, to hunt them down with fox hunting.
I could hear Lewis and the other one talking just fine down here, but they couldn't hear me. So it was in between there.
Yeah, probably somewhere between, that line between Marshfield and Nixa where you're at. Yeah. So, yeah. And Franklin, you got kind of busy on Greene County, and
we had, I think, more check-ins than I had before on a previous net. Usually, I get, 2 or 3, maybe 4, and I think we had like 6 or 7 people maybe that checked in, and it was like kind of boom, one right after another. I kind of wondered and had commented to Steve, I wonder if part of that may have been because of the issues that we had been having with the 4.9. I wonder if some people checked in on the Greene County net instead.
It's possible. I think that because the lack of HT coverage into Springfield anymore, the lack of HT coverage is going to probably get people looking, and awareness. There is a local net, which is good, because that's going to take some of that traffic off the 4.9 that's not necessary. I think, too, you were hearing from some people that had been absent for a good long while. I know I heard Robert in there, Jack in there.
Yeah, Robert and Jack both were in there.
Yeah, and they had been rather absent in many of the last events. So, my main concern was the interference, inadvertent or intentional. Um, we need to maybe look at who might be available to go mobile, who might be available to help key up and get kind of a pattern going to see where we could narrow it down to. I think otherwise everybody did a great job. I saw a lot of good chatter about what was happening. I making good use of the chat, which I thought was great. Didn't hear much out of Sean once Christian County got involved, but I figured they were kind of busy down there. They had some pretty good cells.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometime I would like to get Marvin or maybe even Stephen Krieger in here with us to process to hear the Joplin side of things. And into Kansas, maybe even Tyler Constantini. Tyler's involved with Aries over in Pittsburgh, but he's also a chaser. He knows his stuff. So, but I wanted to test this out. We're making use of our channel this time, not mine. And we got it working. Yay. So I'm going to start trying to find material to feed in there. And if you guys have any training ideas that we could do from our end, let me know. We can get that together. We can do another meetup like this and get that on the air for folks.
Okay.
We do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. Now it's time, I think, to start letting folks know just how active we really are.
Yeah, one thing when, in a way it's kind of cute, but yet I'm glad you didn't get hurt, but Sam was on there. Monitoring there in Seymour. And I was trying to find out who it was that told me about the rotation there, about the stuff at Dickens, because it came in at, well, Sam, the last time I talked to him was at 6:36 and everything, and that's when the rotation and the storm was hitting Dickens. And I called him a couple times. Well, I knew that if I called him twice and he's not there, they've taken shelter, and that's what they did. And everything, and Channel 10 went down and interviewed him, so there's a video on if anybody hadn't got to see it and stuff. And then he sent me an email, and then he checked in on the net the next night to wait for the insurance company to get there to look at the damage.
So I don't know if you can see my screen.
Tornado, it looks like, or something.
Yeah. This was actually
Okay, there it is.
This was sent to me by Geo, KP0 Yeah. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about, Geo. One of his friends was northbound. Yeah, on 60. Westbound on 60. No, it'd be northbound on 60. Westbound on 60. Looking north, about 2 miles from you, between Fordland and Seymour, and took this photo. So this was sent to their service. They had not had any reports of damage with this, but where this is at, I'm wondering if this isn't what got Sam's house.
I'm just wondering, because what's kind of odd is it just got Sam's, and we had another ham operator don't live too far from him, and a ham operator's parents that lives just a few houses from him, and then we've got a relative that lives just from him. Sam's was the only one that was hit.
Oh, wow.
The tree did. Because Kent was driving around, and he's got his radio now in his vehicle because he changed vehicles. He was on handheld, so it was hard to hear him. But I sent some pictures into the weather service. Patty, I'll have to send them to you. I took off of our camera up there at Dogwood, the rain shafts, and you can see a little bit of the rotation in the picture, but you could really see it on the video.
Oh, I bet.
Now, one thing that I am very, very happy to report, we were hearing some loud thunder. Me and Steve were I think getting a little bit of a kick out of Rodney would hear some of them first on the west side of town, and then a few seconds would be hear, oh, that one was close, and then a few seconds later we would hear him here on the east side. But there was one that me and Steve heard pretty loud, and a little bit later on, apparently Steve deduced it was over near the State Highway Patrol, because James Atkins messages him and says, is the 6-4 still on the air? Because we just took a lightning strike. And apparently not a hiccup or anything, the 6-4 kept operating just fine.
Right.
Oh my. Well, I heard something fall back here in the backyard, but too busy to go find, and I went out next morning and found that big limb, and it was at the top of the tree.
Gotcha.
Twisted it completely off and put it between two trees.
So it was a funnel, no doubt. It twisted it off.
Yeah, it twisted it off and stuff. And my weather station right now is about maybe 10 feet off the ground because we haven't got it up on the tower yet. And that low, I was getting 30.9 mile-an-hour winds. That low. So, yeah, it twisted it right off. And then I got a bunch of...
Stand up on the back of your neck when you hear that sound and you know it.
Oh, yeah. I got Ron in the hallway there, put him in front of the furnace there, and then closed the bedroom and bathroom doors, and it was kind of funny because he could hear it too before I even opened the door. That's how loud it was. And then when I opened the door, I went out there. I said, it's going over now. And you could just tell with the roar and everything and some of the other stuff that was going on, that it was going on. And then two friends had sent me a quick message and said, we've seen the rotation. There's a video I put on, I shared, but I don't think anybody can see it if you're not friends with Debbie Ray from down here. She lives across from the airport. She filmed it as the storm was coming in, and you can see a couple things dropping down. And Doug was trying to figure it out whether it was that or whether it was just a rain shaft. So I haven't heard back from him yet on the video. And then she took some pictures, and I sent those in to him too.
Good. So it sounds, and this is something that people probably aren't aware of. Some things that you've noted off here that we do that I think a lot of people probably wouldn't realize. Oh, they're ham operators, they're just on the radio. No, far from it. Every face that you see on here, and even the one that you don't see who's helping to run our feed tonight, who, by the way, is Steve, KA0STM. Say hi, Steve, our technical director.
Hello, I'm just sitting here listening.
Everyone is involved in some level on social media, on, we funnel a lot of information personally. People will PM us information, they will send us text messages, they'll send us pictures. We've got Facebook pages for the regional, for the spotters, for Douglas County, and so we're watching all this information, we're funneling all this information, and besides taking the reports off of the radio, there's Zello. We've got people with ears on that. So any pertinent information goes in chat. We funnel off the rest of it. And we're also sending things into contact.sgf@noaa.gov so that they can get the pictures and so that they can get the videos. And so it gets busy. And the Net Control doesn't have a moment to get a personal chat. Please don't take offense. Because it's like...
I'm not going to say nothing on that one.
I'm not saying anything. I almost lost my train of thought. So it's just that we're busy. And our job with Skywarn is to assist the National Weather Service, and that's what all of our efforts go into. And so, unless you all have anything else to add, I think we have not covered everything I was hoping to cover tonight.
Oh, I know what I was going to tell you. I've got Mountain Grove Fire follows me now. The fire chief over there follows me, I think he's still the EMA director there in Mountain Grove. We've got a couple of fire departments down in Ozark County that's following us, besides Eastern. But it was after 2 o'clock where I got even quit that night because I still had a fire department out cutting trees over in Eastern. They didn't get done until 2 o'clock. And
I saw reports coming into the National Weather Service in chat until 2:30 the next day. It takes time to get all that in.
Yeah, it does.
I just don't understand why they didn't do a survey.
Not certain. I don't know. I don't know the rationale behind that. I know that when I sent the picture that I showed, Steve Reynolds told me that they were looking to coordinate any damage that may have been in that area to go with the photo.
Yeah. Well, I know most of mine were, you could tell it was just straight line winds because of the way the trees were laying and the way the debris was.
Right, and they may have had enough photos to substantiate that they were comfortable in not going out. I don't know. I'm not privy to that talk with them, but I know that there were quite a number of them going over all the data on Wednesday. So, yeah, it gets busy for them. Having been at the Weather Service the day after a huge event, yeah, it's all hands on deck, and then they're out in the field.
I think some of it is because some of them doing it from home and everything with that COVID-19 that it's going to take a little longer to go through stuff because they're not all at the station.
Yeah, that very well could be because yeah, we noticed that when we watched the training the other day that they were all home.
Yeah.
So unlike us who operate from home all the time.
We're used to it. Well, that's everybody. Everybody keeps saying, "Well, aren't you and Ron at each other?" I just looked at him and said, "Well, we've been married 40-some years. We have worked together from the time we got married. We either worked at the school together, the fire department together, and then he joined Red Cross with me, and we've worked together from day one. So we're used to working together and being together. So it don't bother us."
And yeah, Steve and I were just happy to have time together. We've worked opposite shifts for many, many years. And we have enough of our own hobbies that besides doing things like this and Skywarn related activities, ham radio related activities, we kind of go on about our own thing. And so we don't get into each other's business much. Today we were both out in the yard working. People ask, well, how are you holding up with this? How was it that lady put it on the radio earlier? I can't even remember the wording she used. It was great. Instead of shelter at home, suffer at home. How are you doing it with suffer at home? It's like it's not suffering. This is our normal. Other than we're not getting road trips, and I really need to get out. I'm starting to choke. I think it's been like December or November since we went on a road trip. Between getting sick in February and then all this. So, you okay with us?
Yeah, just terrible.
Okay. So, this is normal for us. And social distancing, I have to say, we were in Menards today. The place was packed and people were great. Felt pretty good about that.
Yeah, I gotta
Anyway,
come to Springfield Tuesday and bring sister up to the doctor, and then turn around and come back Wednesday. Just got notified our aunt passed away, and they're going to do a graveside. So we'll be coming back for 2 days in a row. And I haven't been up there probably in 6 months.
Well, sorry to hear about your aunt. Hope your sister's appointment goes they don't usually
Yeah.
call you in unless it's something serious.
Well, no, hers is with her checkups from her cancer, because this was the second time through, and then on her arthritis is so bad that she has to go in to get her medicines renewed and stuff. So it's one of these that she has to do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's one of the,
Alright.
then I can go flower shopping.
Hey, there you go. Lowe's always has a good selection.
I know I got it. My card still has about $11 on it, my gift card. So
Hey.
I'll come home with something.
The restaurants will be open.
Well, we won't be going into anything like that. 'Cause,
They're opening back up Monday.
oh,
So,
hey, it's been terrible down here. It's been terrible down here.
so Steve Rodney's looking for a response on speed number 2 at 8 o'clock, and nobody's responding. Anyway, I thought, thank you so much for joining me for this, and if you'd like to do it again, we could do this after any event, or we could even go before an event if we see something coming up of concern. We could certainly do that and give our appraisal on what we think is going to happen, to give people a heads up. That's something too if you're interested.
I was gonna say, Patty, do they still do the conference calls when we have big events? Since we haven't had any for a while.
And they took advantage of a pre-scheduled meeting to do
Right.
that this time. So we may see some difference in the conference call.
Okay.
This went well.
Yeah.
It went well. Very pleased, very happy, and I'm glad I kind of gave him a little nudge to start using this media, just to get our training in. And so, hey, if I had a opportunity to give somebody a little foot in the behind to get them moving in a progressive way, I'm happy to own that. Anyway.
I'm not touching that one.
Can I brag on us a little bit?
Hey, you certainly may.
Well, I listen quite a bit on Broadcastify to other Skywarn operations that are going on when there's real bad weather. And the Saturday, a couple weeks ago, when they had all the tornadoes go through the southeast, listen in on a guy. There's a net that it covers. It was North Carolina, right button up against Georgia. So there was this old boy that was. I don't know if he was doing a Skywarn net. I think he was just. They were talking about the weather down in Georgia. And then it started getting real close, and somebody called in and asked him, do you know what's going on with the storm in such and such county down in Georgia, which, if it wasn't right into his county, it was the county next door there. So this guy did not know what counties in Georgia touched his. And he starts doing a net, Skywarn Net. He starts reading off warnings and stuff. I thought, oh my goodness. We could always get better, but I think we do excellent, because we all know where Oklahoma and Arkansas and Kansas meet us, and we try to be professional. So that really surprised me. That guy didn't know his geography very well. So that's all I got to say about it.
I do have one other point, and it's constructive criticism here. We had a number of net controls on standby for Greene County, who are also regional net controls. Franklin, you got horribly swamped.
Yes.
And Teresa and Lewis were horribly swamped. And these people, I hate to say it, I think had a little deer in the headlights thing going with the videos. They could have been utilized. When Lewis was struggling, I think that these people could have gotten pulled in and used. They were there, they were available. Might need a little nudge. Hey, are you available for the regional? I love my jungle chasers, but I think that they need to maybe look at the greater picture too and say, hey, I'm available. Because you were trying to take however many reports for Greene that was getting slammed, and you were trying to put all the warnings up on 3 different pages. They could have taken the pages from you. They could have helped out with a regional. They could have, don't hesitate to call when you find yourself getting slammed. Okay?
And that was maybe a bit of a case of I kind of got slammed and didn't think about it. I should have.
Yeah, that's why we do this.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we do this, so we can point those things out, so maybe it's registered for next time, and you don't have to be under such a load. That's why we're trying to get more people on board. That's why we're trying to get net controls trained up.
Definitely.
So, I even heard from one of our old posters. I got a text from Levi the other day that said, I'm taking myself off, but if you needed me, I could post his page. So, and he knows what to do. So we have avenues there. Let's remember to do that. And or if you see someone floundering, or you know that they've got a lot going on their plate, step up and offer if you're there. So anyway, Steve has only got about 13 minutes to get set up for another video. So we probably should be kind, because I just saw him say he's going to have to restart stuff for that one.
Yeah.
Again, thank you so much. And from the bottom of my heart, I love all of you. I appreciate you and all the spotters that are out there. Thank you for being there and all that you do. And I'm so glad everybody's safe and healthy. I hope it stays that way. If you need anything, you know where I'm at. And I'm going to say